Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
We start with a live look at the Lodge Freeway heading north in Detroit, one of several areas where there's just enough fresh snow on the roads to cause some trouble. If you're not careful, it has caught some drivers this afternoon by surprise.
And as the work of clearing yesterday's snow continues, Storm Tracker 4 shows parts of our area are taking a glancing blow from the weather system that reaches deep into the southern United States. All of that is happening as very cold air has returned, causing some flooding issues along the St. Clair River.
Start things off here at 6 with Paul Gross. Maybe another hour or so of snow here, Paul?
Yeah, maybe a couple three, Devin. We're seeing it right now still in the area here on Storm Tracker 4. The Metro Airport, well, not the Metro, the National Weather Service radar in White Lake is still down one more day. They say it'll be back up tomorrow, but we have all the surrounding radars here giving you coverage, and you can see the activity here. So if we put it in motion, you can see how the back edge of this is peeling eastward a bit, but there is still a little bit more to the southwest, so that's still going to clip areas to the far southeast. So that's the snow situation. And as you just mentioned, Kim, we have this flood warning now along the St. Clair River until noon tomorrow. Ice blockages combined with the north wind is really starting to rise those water levels, so be aware there could be some pretty solid flooding here along the St. Clair River over the next 12 hours or so, maybe 18 hours. All right, this evening, the snow is going to gradually wind down. Temperatures, if not already in the teens, will be falling into the mid-teens with wind chills in the single digits. Coming up in the next 10-15 minutes, we're going to talk about more below-zero wind chills coming our way. We'll have your weekend forecast, and snow chances start to increase a bit again by late next week, guys. Oh, don't forget, we have Local Forecasters app that you can now hold your smartphone right up to the TV, scan the QR code there. It takes you right to the spot where you can download the free app. It's the best weather app in the nation, and the real-time radar is a real helpful tool on a day like this.
Paul, thank you. We know there are a lot of plow trucks still out clearing residential streets all across Metro Detroit.
What do you do if you're not sure when or if plows are going to reach your neighborhood? Sean Lay caught up with one man whose pop-up free-of-charge snow service is a hit with almost all of his neighbors.
Good evening from Macomb Township. This area got quite a bit of snow. One neighbor says his street doesn't get a lot of attention from the snowplow, so he does it himself and says there's a very important reason why he's out here.
We've had rescue units coming in here, and it's a little hard to get in and out.
Who is that masked man on a four-wheeler? He's your friendly neighborhood one-man snow clearing crew. He says he's trying to keep a rather low profile, but you can't miss him zipping up and down Oak Point Drive in Macomb Township, plowing sidewalks and plowing the street.
With that, you sort of have to take things in your own hands. You can't wait for the government to do everything for you.
Yesterday, as the snow pounded down, a neighbor posting this video on Facebook, writing, "When your street never gets plowed, neighbors take it into their own hands. Thank you." Take a look. He's not just doing a part of this drive. He's plowing the entire thing, knowing ambulances may have to get through and school buses need to get through.
Some people appreciate, some don't.
We heard most here shouting to him, "Thank you," but a few are complaining, saying,
He's like, you're making it a lot harder for me to clean off the stuff from the driveway. If it's up there, I'll just push the blade and put it off to the sides anyways. Driveway rage,
Now he tells us he's not trying to make the township or anyone else look bad. He says he likes to look out for his neighbors. Next time it snows again, he'll be right back out here plowing the street. In Macomb Township, Sean Lay, Local 4.
How about it? One of the hardest hit areas from this most recent snowstorm is Monroe.
Our camera is capturing a brave few on the roads this afternoon driving through the downtown area. We also saw the plows clearing the snow from the streets. Several people were also shoveling the sidewalks as light snow continued to fall. We talked to a business owner today that's digging out from the snow.
I waited till later in the day yesterday, and then so it was a lot yesterday, but not so much, only about 2 inches today, so not too bad.
Well, they got about 6 inches in the city of Monroe.
Tonight, a Help Me Hank scam alert exposes how thieves are making their moves during this winter storm. They've been making threats about power shutoffs to get victims to reveal their personal information. Consumer investigator Hank Winchester live with us. Hank, this is really concerning. This could cost people a lot.
It certainly can, Devin, and not a big shock. I mean, you've got a big storm affecting millions of people, and the thieves know it. Here's what you need to know right now. A big winter storm in Metro Detroit, and that means a big opportunity. for scammers.
You never want to give your information or your payment information out to someone that you don't know, especially someone that's just showing up at your door or calling you on the phone without any warning.
Laura Blankenship is with the Better Business Bureau and the BBB, along with the Federal Communications Commission, releasing an urgent alert. Scammers right now trying to trick you to believe that your utilities are being cut. Your power, your heat. If you don't pay, it's off. It's a scam.
We always say if someone is using those high-pressure tactics, that's a red flag. Hang up the phone. It's definitely a scam. An actual utility provider, a legitimate company, is never going to use those types of high-pressure tactics when talking with you on the phone. They always give you some warning leading up that your power is going to be turned off.
These scammers are reaching out in a variety of ways. They're calling you, sending text messages, or even sending an email. They'll ask for payment via a gift card, and they'll also work to try to steal your personal information if you do answer the phone. If you have questions about your bill, you should contact your utility company before you do anything. Another thing to be mindful of right now, there are many, many legitimate snow removal companies out there, but there are also thieves trying to take advantage of people right now because of the conditions we're all dealing with. Best advice, get a recommendation from a neighbor. Never pay up front in cash or sign a contract. Make sure you do your homework before you agree to anything regarding snow removal right now.
Yeah.
We're live here in Corktown. Hank Winchester, help me, Hank, Local 4.
Yeah, sound
Devin?
advice, all right, Hank. UAW members who work for Ford got some good news today, a big boost in their profit-sharing checks. The union says its Ford workers will get more than $7,300 this year, nearly double the amount they got last year. Checks then were about $3,600. Of course, earlier this week, we told you General Motors UAW workers were getting $10,000 checks. Stellantis expected to announce their amount later this month.
All right, now to a Local 4 News update. Women will no longer have to pay taxes on tampons and other menstrual products. A repeal on the so-called tampon tax takes effect today. The state repealed the 6% sales tax as part of a bipartisan package of bills. Governor Whitmer signed them into law in November. She says the repeal will save Michigan families up to $4,800 over the course of a lifetime.
Family of Paul Whelan says there is hope that his conditions in a Russian labor camp may become more bearable. Whelan, of course, was accused of spying, sentenced to 16 years in prison in Russia. His family says he continues to be mistreated in his Russian labor camp, but they hope that changes. They say Russian President Vladimir Putin fired the head of the prison system and his deputy and told prison officials to follow the law. They say an internal affairs representative from the prison met with Paul to talk about the conditions.
February is Heart Month, and a new survey shows the pandemic continues to take a toll on our hearts in more ways than one. From the direct damage of COVID to the ongoing mental effects and missed medical care, America's hearts are hurting. As the pandemic drags on, a survey from the Cleveland Clinic suggests Americans are becoming disinterested in healthy habits.
If people lose interest in keeping the healthy lifestyles, it is going to create a problem long term.
Cardiologist Dr. Samir Kapadia says once arteries become blocked or your blood pressure becomes high,
it creates a problem in your arteries. There is no way to reverse these problems easily.
The survey reveals fewer people are walking during the day. 77% report they often or sometimes spend most of their day sitting.
Currently, we recommend that as a healthy person, you should at least exercise 30 to 45 minutes a day. If you do not do this, what happens is that the cholesterol accumulates in the artery.
Being infected with COVID can harm the heart, too.
The most common one is where the heart muscle gets infected with the COVID virus, or there is an inflammation in the heart muscle or inflammation around the heart muscle.
There's also an increased risk of blood clots, which can lead to stroke or heart attack. And COVID can also cause irregular heartbeats. During Heart Month, Dr. Kapadia is encouraging a renewed focus on exercise, a healthy diet, and preventing COVID-19.
We are all going to have good life again, but we have to be healthy to enjoy that good life.
Now, the survey also found 34% of Americans feel that if they have a family history of heart disease, there's nothing they can do to reduce their risk of heart issues. Doctors say that is false. Early screening and treatment can dramatically lower that risk and save lives. And you can show your support for heart health tomorrow by wearing the color red. National Wear Red Day is an annual event to raise awareness that heart disease is the #1 killer of women and highlight ways to change that. You can find more details about ways to participate. Just go to the health page of our website, clickondetroit.com.